Ancient tombs with missing treasures, vanished civilizations, and cryptic messages carved in stone. The secrets of the past are buried deep, and the questions they leave behind are both haunting and thrilling. Prepare to dive into 10 of history's most baffling mysteries, where the answers remain elusive and the truth is stranger than fiction. These puzzles from the past will ignite your imagination and leave you pondering the unknown. First off, we have the Mary Celeste mystery. On December 5, 1872, the British ship Dei Gratia found the Mary Celeste adrift about 400 miles east of the Azores. The ship was abandoned, with a lifeboat missing, but no damage or signs of struggle. The 10 passengers and crew were never seen again, and their fate remains a mystery. Many theories exist. Some say a leak from the ship's alcohol cargo scared the crew into thinking the ship would explode, so they abandoned it. Others think a waterspout might have threatened the ship. Despite these ideas, the mystery of Mary Celeste has never been solved and likely never will be. Next, we have Alexander the Great conquering a vast area from the Balkans to Pakistan by the age of 32, creating the largest empire in ancient history. He died in 323 BC in Babylon from an illness, and his empire quickly fell apart. Historical records say his body was taken to Egypt and kept in Memphis before being moved to a tomb in Alexandria. However, no one knows where this tomb is today. Some think it might have sunk under the sea, as the area where it was built is now underwater. If so, it may have been destroyed by time and nature. Even if the tomb were found, it might be hard to prove it belonged to Alexander because ancient descriptions of it are vague. Researchers might need to find a clear inscription to be sure it's his tomb. Moving right along, we have this. In 1587, John White led 120 people to Roanoke Island. He returned to England for more supplies, but came back 3 years later to find everyone gone. The only clue was the word Croatoan carved on a fence and CRO on a tree. White thought the colonists had moved to Croatoan Island, now called Hatteras Island. However, a storm stopped him from checking, and he never had the money to search again. Some say Chief Powhatan killed some colonists, but there's no evidence. Other theories suggest they were attacked by the Spanish or died naturally. The fate of the Roanoke colonists remains one of America's biggest unsolved mysteries. Let's dive into the next mystery. In 47 BC, Cleopatra VII had a son named Caesarion and said he was Julius Caesar's child. She named Caesarion co-ruler of Egypt in 44 BC, and art shows them ruling together. However, it's unclear if Caesarion was really Caesar's son. Julius Caesar never admitted it, and his friend Gaius Oppius even wrote that Caesarion wasn't his son. After Cleopatra and Mark Antony were defeated by Octavian in 30 BC, Cleopatra killed herself, and Caesarion was killed soon after. Since there are no remains of Julius Caesar or Caesarion, it's unlikely we will ever know for sure if Caesar was truly Caesarion's father. Next up, we have the most wondered mystery. For centuries, people have wondered how the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, some people thought aliens might have helped because they couldn't believe humans could move those huge stone blocks with just muscle power. In 2014, physicists from the University of Amsterdam found a more realistic answer. They studied an ancient tomb drawing and figured out that workers could have used sleds to drag the stone blocks. By pouring water on the sand, they reduced friction and made it easier to move the blocks. Other researchers have suggested that the Egyptians might have also used clay as a lubricant. It's possible they used several methods to build these amazing structures. Moving along next, we have the sailing stones. In Death Valley, some stones as big as 700 pounds seem to move on their own, leaving long tracks behind them. Scientists now know it happens because of a mix of wind and ice. Since the 1940s, people have been puzzled by these moving stones in a dry lake bed called Racetrack Playa. Every 10 years or so, the stones mysteriously slide across the desert floor. Many ideas were suggested, like dust devils or slippery algae, but none were convincing. In 2011, researchers from the Scripps Institution of Oceanography studied the stones. They couldn't attach GPS devices to the stones in the park, so they used similar stones to figure out the mystery. They discovered that in winter, rainwater forms a thin layer that freezes overnight. The next day, the ice melts and cracks into panels. Light winds push these ice panels, slowly moving the stones. The stones move only a few inches per second, so the movement is hard to see. Brace yourself for the next one. For a long time, people have wondered why the Maya people left their cities in the Yucatan Peninsula around the 700s or 800s CE. This once advanced civilization turned into ruins, and many theories have been suggested. Some think the Maya were defeated in battles or that the ruling class was overthrown by peasants. Others have even suggested UFOs. In 2012, researchers from Arizona State University found evidence supporting a different idea. They discovered that the Maya had burned and cut down so many forests that it changed the land. This made it harder for the land to absorb sunlight, which reduced clouds and rainfall. This worsened a natural drought and led to erosion and poor soil, causing crops to fail. With less food, people had to leave the cities to survive, leading to the collapse of the Maya civilization. Let's dive into the secret of the Bermuda Triangle. You've probably heard of the Bermuda Triangle, the area between Florida, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda, where ships, planes, and people supposedly disappear mysteriously. Some blame aliens, strange time warps, or even methane gas bubbles from the ocean for these disappearances. However, the real mystery is why people still believe in it. In 1975, librarian and pilot Lawrence David Cushy looked into these stories. He found that many vanished ships sank in bad weather or had accidents, and their wreckage was often found. The US Coast Guard also says there's no special danger in the Bermuda Triangle. They found that all accidents there could be explained. So the mystery isn't about disappearing ships, but why the legend of the Bermuda Triangle still fascinates us. But wait, there is more. In July 1918, Tsar Nicholas II and his family were killed by Bolshevik assassins. A few years later, a woman named Anna Anderson appeared in Europe, claiming to be Anastasia, the Tsar's youngest daughter. She said she was saved by mysterious people from the execution site. Even though Romanov relatives didn't believe her, her story was interesting enough to inspire a 1956 Hollywood movie starring Ingrid Bergman. Many people hoped that Anastasia had escaped death. In 1991, the bodies of most of the Romanovs and their servants were found in a mass grave in Yekaterinburg, Russia, but 2 children were missing. This gave some hope that Anastasia might have survived. However, in 2007, archaeologists found a second grave with the missing children's bones. DNA tests confirmed they were Romanovs, ending the mystery. It is now clear that Anastasia died with her family in 1918. Last but not least, we have the mystery of giant stones. One of the most enduring mysteries surrounding Stonehenge, the monumental stone circle in England, erected between 3000 and 1520 BCE, has been the origin of its colossal stones. Initially, speculation pointed to North Wiltshire, yet the precise quarry remained elusive. However, a breakthrough emerged in 2019. A former worker who had participated in Stonehenge's construction in 1958 had taken a sample, known as a core, back to the US. This 42.5-inch long, 1-inch thick core became pivotal in scientific analysis. Through meticulous chemical examination and comparison with stones from 20 sites across southern England, researchers pinpointed West Woods in Wiltshire as the source. Presently, West Woods enjoys popularity for activities like hiking, dog walking, and biking. We've delved into history's enigmatic unsolved puzzles, from the vanished crew of the Mary Celeste to the elusive tomb of Alexander the Great. Each mystery, like the Roanoke colonists and Caesarian's lineage, captivates and perplexes us. With every clue unearthed, the allure of these ancient enigmas deepens. Who knows what revelations tomorrow may bring? For now, the past remains an intriguing realm, beckoning the curious to venture forth. As always, thanks for watching, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're fixin' for more of that history crack.